Hey stamping friends, this is Robin with Stamp with Dr. Robin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in San Diego, California, where it's about 60 something degrees, but I don't know why our garden is seeming like it thinks it's spring. It's actually been up to 70 for a little bit this week. And I found the cutest little nest with 2 hummingbird eggs in it yesterday when I was pulling pine needles off my orange tree. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen hummingbird eggs. They look like little baby Tic Tacs. They're so cute. So not as sunny today, but still fairly nice. And hopefully the other half of the country is digging out of whatever snow. But anyway, welcome. We're going to make some a card today. If I have time, I'll do two. With the Daffodil set, because I know a lot of people are intimidated by all those little pieces of dies. Hey Lisa, glad you could watch. Anyway, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to show you guys that it's not as intimidating as it looks. So hopefully you'll like that. Just a little bit of news. Celebration's still going on. I haven't heard that they've run out of anything yet, but that's always the get them while you can. And if you want to join up, now's a great time, because the deal with Celebration is not just the $99 for $125 worth of product, but it's also, you get that plus 2 free stamp sets of your choice. So, hey Becky, I would also, if you're going to join up now, I would just look through the catalog and find the most expensive stamps that I want and get them free, because hey, we like free stuff. Anyway, just trying to see if you can all see me okay. The other thing that I wanted to talk to people about is my February classes are all going to be the weekend of February 25th, 26th, 27th, and I'm starting a brand new beginner class. So if you guys know anybody in San Diego who wants to learn how to stamp, has never stamped before, we're going to be doing that on Saturday the 26th at 10 in the morning. And my regular class is going to be birthday cards, and we're going to make a stack of them. We're going to make 10 birthday cards, last you at least a couple months there, depending on how many you send. And that's Friday the 25th of February at 9 or Sunday the 27th at noon. I know those of you I sent stuff to, I said 1 o'clock, but I realized I have to totally be done at 4 because I have to be on a Zoom meeting, and I'm not sure we can make 10 cards in 3 hours, so I figure I'll move it up. The other thing going on now, I'm going to put you down so you can see the Here Together bundle, and this is just like a get it while you can type thing with the stamp set and dies and the paper. But going forward, we're going to have, I'm going to turn this, looks like we need a little bit more light here. Is that better? There we go. These natural tone stamping blends, which are also, I've got these two coming in the mail for dark skin tones, but also wood tones. I'm always feeling like we don't have good browns to color with, so I'm excited for getting that. All right, so moving along to our card. So this is the card we're going to make today. Obviously, it doesn't have to be a Mother's Day card, but I use that because it's in the stamp set. And we're going to use how to put these dies together. So this is the bundle we're using, the Daffodil Daydreams, which, I don't know if you guys noticed this, has these cool little dots. And my friend and upline Peggy is a stickler for these dots, and I'll show you why. They'll fit in anywhere. And this cool little side thing, cute little butterfly. But this is, I think, what scares people off about this set, which is all of these dies. Now, first off, there's some duplicates, just to make your life easier. We've got some that are leaves, obviously, and stems, some that cut out these shapes and the butterfly, but mostly these are let's make daffodils. So I'll tell you what I do when I get a stamp set like this, and it kind of reminds me of the pansy set. And I did the same thing for that. Is I just took all of these little pieces and I cut them out in a couple different colors because I wasn't quite sure what I liked to use for daffodils. Let's move this out of the way. And so I cut the little leaf and the little stem pieces. This is Pear Pizzazz because I was going to be using this paper that has the Pear Pizzazz in it. And then these are So Saffron and Crushed Curry. Again, other colors that are in this paper. Oh, and this is the free paper, celebration paper, one of the free ones. So you'll notice it's got a lot of different daffodil prints and then some little tiny coordinating prints that are really cool. And I cut this out of one of the sweet, oh gosh, now I'm blanking on it. But if you go, when I'm done here, I will do my blog post at stampwithdrrobin.blogspot.com, and I'll put all the measurements and all the names of everything I use. So getting back to here, and basically what I did after I cut out a whole bunch of these is I said, you know what? Looks to me like these go together. So I just started putting things together in terms of what looks like they were going to go. And again, this will work with, oh gosh, really? It feels like there's a ton of glue in here. It just doesn't want to come out. All right. Let's just get another one then. If you don't want to come out, I got more. We'll just open a brand new one because we can. All right. Anyway, just, you don't need to glue up this whole thing, you know, just in a few key spots should be enough. And you notice I got a glob there and I'm just kind of moving it around. Okay, so you notice those pair up perfectly. So since we got two, let's make two. And if you look in the Stampin' Up catalog, you will also see they actually will often have just kind of a little bit of how to do it. They used to make videos on all these things. Now they let us figure it out. So then you look at these. These are the center of these ones. And you will notice, let me bring it up a little bit, that they will, see, like that one doesn't quite fit. When they fit, you'll see that they exactly fit. See that? Isn't that better? And that's how you know you got them in the right spot. Like I said, they don't have to be glued completely down the whole darn thing. Just get a few little dots, or what I really ought to be doing, let's do it the way that I actually like to do it even better, which is get your silicone mat. This is what this was made for. Get your silicone mat, get a little piece of sponge, get a little gob of glue, and then you can get just a little bit on here, and it almost, you can't even hardly see it, but that, the reason that works so well, okay, now I've got it out of, yeah, that's good, is because it's just not going to squish out and get all over everything. So I don't know if you can see the difference, but this is glued down better that I just used. Plus this one has a couple little spots where the glue kind of squished out. Okay, so here's another one with another little center thing. And did I know that this was going to go with this when I cut this all out? No, I just started playing with it. And like I said, I cut it in different colors. So I wasn't sure what were the centers or whatever, but I cut them in, you know, all sorts of different light and dark yellows to see what I like the best. And then this weird little one, and you'll see in a minute. So now I've got them all paired up. Oops, I think it goes the other way. So now I've got half as many little dies to worry about, right? So there's two different ways to make these daffodils. There's also a little teeny bud one that I didn't use today. I probably should have. But you'll notice if I put those two together, okay, and then I like to layer this one on top with just using a glue dot. I mean, sorry, not a glue dot, a dimensional. And that way we get a little dimension on it. Plus, it gets, you know, it doesn't get so lost. So there's one of the flowers. Now the other flower uses these two pieces, and what you're going to do is just glue them together like that. Okay? Oops. And then again, I think I'm going to leave them on here in case they decide they're going to stick on things. And again, we're going to go with a dimensional on this one. Put it on the back. I'm a little gluey now. And we want this to raise up, making sure we let that stick out. So there we go. Now we've got our two flowers ready to go. So let's make our card. So this is just a regular, you know, half of a sheet of regular cardstock. So 8.5 by 5.5. I just noticed there's a smush. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. I got the smush off. And even though we've got it scored, I still like to line up the edges and do it that way so that it just goes a little bit better. To decide which way it looks up versus down. And this is just the thick basic white. Okay, so then I'm gonna kind of play with this a little bit. Notice we got two mirror images of these. And I'm not really gonna use this whole thing. You'll see, because otherwise it's gonna just stick off, and I don't want it to stick off the top or the bottom. So I'm going to line everything up and make sure that this is going to work with my flowers. I think I'm going to pull that down a little bit more. And then maybe even a little more, because I don't want these at the same height. Okay, so let's stick these down first. And again, I think this will come in handy. And then we're going to cut off some of that there, because we don't want that all to to show. And then a little bit more glue on here. You could put another dimension on, but I'm finding those male people are not so happy with us these days when we have more than one dimensional. So I've left it for the flower to stick up instead. All right, let's get this other one on. Maybe about like that. Get a little glue on it. And again, using my, oh, we're starting to run out of glue here, silicone mat. See how you can see there's a little more glue sticking out of here than the other one that I did, where I'd use the silicone mat better. Okay, so let's cut that one off. And then see where I want these. Maybe I don't want them both in the middle. I think I'm going to actually give a little dimension to them so they stick up. Oh, not that much. Stick up a little bit. And I'm not going to glue the whole thing down because, like I said, I want a little bit of flow here. So I'm just gluing down this bottom part. And a bunch of this will also be underneath the I mean, I know that looks all crossed over and weird, but our sentiment piece is going to cover that. All right. So there's that. Now let's get our little sentiment piece. And I know this one, first one I made says Happy Mother's Day, but I only have one mother, so I got her covered. So this one's going to be a thank you note. And I just want to show you this set that I got this from. This is new for me. It's called Happy and Heartfelt. Beautiful font, lots of cool little sayings. It actually even has a Happy Mom Day on here and a Happy Dad Day on here with the little hearts. So it's a cute little sentiment. I know oftentimes our little sentiment stamp sets get kind of lost. We kind of forget about them. And we'll get a couple dimensionals for the back of that. And then this, oh, I forgot my, I'm gonna have a little of the bumblebee ribbon just to go right underneath here. It's like this little gingham check. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it, but it's adorable. Now I'm going to take my little Stampin' Seal Plus, or I would use, you know, you could use a glue dot or some. Let's see if this will work for me. Whoa, it's a little too strong. Pulling up my leaf here. All right, get down there. But, you know, this is good for this kind of thing because it is so strong. See how it's holding it down really well? And then we'll get the little thank you to cover up all those little ends down there. Isn't that pretty, guys? So So that's our little card. We got one for Mom and one little thank you card. So I thought that didn't take too much time at all. So who wants to see another card? You guys ready for another card? Say yes, please. I can show you a couple others that I made just using all the sets, but this is using the same paper, and this is the stitched greenery die. It's just one big die. So I thought that was pretty. And then I made a Dutch door one where you just cut off a little 2.5 inch strip there. Isn't that pretty? I colored these with some blends, and we got our little bee here. Oh, we forgot to do the inside of our card. Oh, silly me. We got a blank inside, and I was going to show you those cool little dots. So let's go backwards here. So I've got some pear pizzazz and these fun little dots that I'm just going to give a couple little... Aren't those cute? Adorable. And then maybe we can get a little butterfly in here because this butterfly is rather cute. And I'm just going to do it in this saffron because I don't want to cover up too much. I want to be able to write in here. Isn't he cute? So experiment with those other little pieces that go in your set. All right, so now we have an entire card with our little butterfly and such. All right, one more card. Now, I have shown you guys this card in the past to make the, what's it called? Oh, bay window card. So it comes like this, all folded normal, but then hopefully they will see that you can make it like this and stand up. So I have most of this done and cut. That's my little cheat sheet. Because the hardest thing is getting this all ready and scored. And I showed you this, I think, a few weeks ago with the Sunshine and Rainbow paper. So I'm going to go a little fast here. But this is a 4 1/4 by 11 inch piece of cardstock. And it's got lots of scores on it. So it is scored at 3/8 of an inch. I'll tell them to you as I'm folding them. 1 7/8. 3 5/8. 5 1/8. And that 5 1/2. Okay, oops, I did that one the wrong way. So this one is actually going to get stuck down here using some tear and tape. But before we do that, so see how this makes the bay window? We're going to take this piece of this gorgeous cardstock here that you can get for free. And I haven't cut it up yet because you really need to be precise about this. And if I screw it up, we're going to be done because I actually don't have another piece sitting here. So be very careful about it. So 1 3/8, which is just between the 1/4 and the 1/2. And the reason I didn't cut this up before is because you really need to keep it in order. And then 1 5/8, so there's 1 1/2, there's 1 5/8. And then another 1 3/8. Anyway, the piece, I forgot to tell you, this piece started out 4 1/8 by 6 inches. And then you're thinking, where's this other one go? And that's the one that's on the inside. So it starts out as a 6-inch piece, and then you got all these little pieces. And then you also take a coordinating piece. We could use either side, but I like the black side. And you've got 3 pieces that are 1/4 inch by 4 1/8. So this is so that we're leaving these little teeny margins around. So there's just an 1/8 inch margin around the whole thing. Now you know why I didn't cut this up ahead of time, because otherwise I was just afraid that it was going to be a problem. If I got them out of order. All right, so you're also going to stick one of these little 1/4 inch strips in here. Again, just a teeny little bit in between. And remember I said it's almost that we're going to glue down that other little piece. So we might as well go ahead and do that right now. So you need something pretty strong here. That's why I'm using the tear and tape. Now you can, you know, if you want, you could do this with glue, but then you'd have to sit here and hold it for a little bit so that you're sure that it's going to actually hold it. So this little teeny 3/8 inch one that you have on both sides, but that one is going to sit down like this so that when you have your window, it's all ready to go. So another one of these little teeny pieces there. And you don't even have to do this. Most of the bay window ones that I saw didn't even cover up this piece. Didn't even use anything there. But I think it kind of adds something to it. And then we have a little piece on the inside. And notice I'm not using white. I'm using Very Vanilla, because that's the background on here. And this is 4 1/8 by 3 1/8. Yep. I suppose you could probably make it 3 and be just fine too, because it looks like I don't have a lot of room on that side, but that's okay. I can go right up to it. Okay, so 2 more things we need to make. One is something for the front, and one is something that's going to hold this so that it will stop. Oh, and I forgot to cut out another piece for that. So, and I think we're going to use the same little thank you that we already used here for our front piece. That doesn't look so good. Let's try the other side. This is our tailored tag punch. This is one of my favorite punches. I love it when I figure out things that will fit in it. I just think it's just so clean. And while we're there with that open, let's go ahead and stamp. See, I wasn't sure I'd have time to do this, so I didn't even get everything ready for you. So this is just one of the daffodils, and this is a Very Vanilla, one of our circles. Whoops. And we're only getting part of it on here. So you'll see that I have the daffodil kind of hanging off a little bit, or the leaf hanging off a little bit, but that's okay. I wanted to just make sure the daffodil was a little bit more centralized. And this is one of my favorite things to do with this tailored tag punch. I punched it out again, this one in the crushed curry, and I'm cutting it in half. Put a little glue on both sides, not up to the edge though. And then you can use, it's almost like you've got, you know, layering tailored tags, because then we have that little piece that sticks out. But this glue is really wet, because you'll notice it already moved over here. So let's put it back where it belongs. And then we're going to let it sit there. I did this on purpose while we sit and color a little bit. So this one, like I said, is going to be our little stop. And I got to go grab some what I used on here, because we don't have crushed curry blends, and that's the color in here. Alright, what did I do with? I guess I wasn't totally ready to be doing this, because I was going to use some, oh well, we're going to try something different. Crushed curry pencils work really well, but instead we are going to use a blender pen. That's what's so great about Stampin' Up! Is we have different ways to color. So how do we want to color this one? Well, the other ones we used some watercolor pencils, and this one I'm going to use one of our blends. So you see I put just a little bit on a block here. Pick it up like that. And now I can color with it. Darker inside, and then pull it out a little bit. And maybe I won't even go all the way out. I think I'm going to leave just a little bit of white on the edge like that. Okay, and then I'm going to color in Mossy Meadow, the light Mossy Meadow blend. I'm going to color my leaves. Now when you're coloring, you notice I'm not trying to shade these at all. I'm just coloring them in. They do kind of move a little bit. So see how I've left just a little bit of the vanilla there? Because sometimes they just kind of move themselves out a little bit. And so I didn't want it to bleed past there. Now, I'm supposed to have another little piece of crushed curry to back this with. And then put it up on some dimensionals, but I left my crushed curry somewhere, so that's not going to happen. And then this one's going to go on here, and find my dimensionals that have now left the building. There they go. And you just have to be careful on this one that you don't want to put your dimensionals all the way to the outside, because you don't want them to stick down this whole card, because then you won't be able to do this. Hey, Lauren. All right. So just pretend that that is attached there like that, and then it'll just keep it up like that, and then it'll stand up. Let me show you the other one, because I'm going to have to go back and fix that one. Okay, so remember I said I put some dimensionals under there, and that's what'll hold this up. Oh, we forgot our bees. Bees, butterflies. Can't even tell the difference these days. So these are the brushed brass butterflies. And if you can say that 10 times fast, you're amazing. But the thing that we all like so much about these is that they're flat. And so they will mail much easier than the ones that stick up. And I know a lot of you are having problems with, you know what, I think I'm just going to stick this on like this because I do want to show you that. A lot of you are having problems with things poking through. So what you want to do is make sure that you don't put this all the way to the edge. That's why I wanted to show it to you, even though I'd like it better with the crushed curry under there. And I'll show you why. If it's all the way to the edge, then you won't get the full effect of this. And what the other thing is that, oops, you don't want it to stick out either. So there you go. And maybe we put one more little butterfly over here. Whoops, stay, little butterfly. All right, so there's our card. Cute, huh? And it'll stand up. So whoever gets it, then you can, you know, write your sentiment in there. Hopefully whoever gets it will, your card will understand how that works. So here's all my different cards that I use, that I made with this set and with the pretty paper that you can get free. So hopefully you enjoyed that and learned something. And hi, Susan. Oh, Peggy's watching me too. Hi, guys. I'm going to pull you back up so I can say goodbye. Now, did anybody notice that I'm wearing my daffodil colored shirt here that has weird little things on it? I'm just noticing because it's been sitting in my closet for a while. So I need to wear it a little more. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, Becky. Now go play with your daffodil dies now that you're not intimidated by them. And I'll see you all next week at 1 o'clock Pacific. Bye, guys.